Hi, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, thanks for stopping by. If you like my videos, how about like and subscribe to my channel to help me grow this thing so I can continue on with more adventures. But I'm off on another adventure today. And I'm going to have to drive as I talk because I'm running late and I've got a lot of places to stop. I've got a lot of little adventures to take today. Not all of them are going to be on this video. They'll come at another date in another video, but we are headed to an abandoned town in Pennsylvania. Now, I'm not going to call it a ghost town because I don't think they've ever had paranormal things going on there. I just think it's called a ghost town because there's nobody there, but it's still a town. So let me tell you about the story about this abandoned ghost town right here in Pennsylvania. And let's get into it. Okay, so let me tell you the story about this abandoned place. In the early 1900s, there was a company. Now, Western Pennsylvania, all this area is very unionized. So any kind of manufacturing, we have a lot of steel plants, all of that is all unionized. I mean, I even worked in a retail store at one time, and it had a union. So that was a very common thing back in the 1800s. And so this company was a Pittsburgh lime, like tequila and lime, limestone company. And they owned all this property up where I'm headed. And the employees wanted to unionize. And so what the company decided to do to help not get a union, because most companies don't want a union because then the company is run by the union. Long story, another video at a different time. Anyhow, so what they did is they negotiated with the employees and said, look, we'll build you housing in lieu of you forming a union. And the employees agreed to that. Now that type of an agreement is called Yellow Dog. And so the employees liked that name. This is what I heard, that they liked that name, and that's why this little town that I'm headed to is called the Yellow Dog Village. So these houses were built back in the 1910, 1920s. There's single house dwelling, and then there's duplexes. And so then what happened is, you know, they went along happily from the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, and then in the 1950s, the limestone company closed up. So when they closed up, jobs disappeared. And so what happens when jobs disappear? People move away. So people moved away and did not move back into that area, into this little village. And so one of my questions is, like, who paid the water? Where did the water come from and the storage and things like that? So if that was managed by the company, then that would be another reason why people would move out, because now they had to incur all these extra expenses that they weren't, counting on in the initial beginning. So this went on, and eventually people dwindled away, and the last family moved out of there in 2010. So that tells me that probably the kids took over the house, and the kids lived there, and then in 2010, they moved out. So since then, this property, I don't know how many acres it is, was sold to a private owner. And this private owner, he had grandiose ideas. He wanted to rebuild the houses as they looked in the 1950s, and then you could go and spend the night and all of that. But none of that materialized. So then he sold it to another private owner, and that's who owns it currently. So right now it is private property, and they offer tours on the weekend. And so this one was scheduled, so I scheduled myself to go on this tour. Now they're starting to do other things to generate revenue on that property, such as I know in June, at the end of June, they are doing a tour at night, and they are having like a commentator that is going to host, that follow the tour and talk about all the things that are going on in this community. So it's about an hour and a half north of me in right outside of a little town called Katanning, and that is where I'm headed. But I have a lot of other stops to make in between here and there. So we will come back when we get to the village. It's pretty interesting out here. It's like surreal that if these walls and these houses could talk, what would they say? What was going on out here? I mean, there have been generations that have lived here. I talked to the owner, or the guy that's here, and it was very interesting that people do live on the property. And the funny thing is, the people that used to live here hang out here during the summer and don't live too far away. And when you look at some of the pictures, you could tell in the pictures that the adults in the pictures were like my age. And then the kids are probably like my kids' age. So those pictures were taken early 80s. And somebody lived here up until 2012 when the state closed it down and said no more. So now it's a privately owned property. But it's very interesting. I don't know if you can just see. And I will tell you, I'm a bit of a wuss. I don't go into the basements. That's beyond my thing. I don't mind going upstairs, but I'm not going into the basement. One of the things I find really unique is each house has its own unique personality. They're not like cookie cut painted. They're all individually painted. Like this one here is pink. This one here is green. Fling it around here. And they're all different colors. So they had their own unique style, even though they were living in a community, but they were still able to become their own individual people. I'd really like to get into this pink house, but I just am not willing to take that chance. If you look at the porch, this is the back porch. It's pretty dilapidated, and the front porch, the stairs are pretty bad. And when you go in this door here, there's really nowhere to go. Except into the basement. And like I said, I'm not that adventuresome to go down into the basements. Just, it's just not worth it to me. Okay, after closer examination, I'm going to be able to go in the front door of this pink house. Okay, we're going to jump over this one step here. Are you the black sheep of the family? Well, that is my adventure at the Yellow Dog. It's getting pretty hot. I had to change my clothes because I'm really getting quite warm. But this was extremely interesting. If only the walls could talk. And see those people back there? That's the owner. And he's a very kind individual. And he's just welcomed everybody. Said thank you for coming.
So nothing. Hello.
So
How are you?
just tell him welcome to.
Thank you for coming. It's a pleasure. We are going to try to fix the protect here as much as we can. More people come is better for the community, better for the saving the properties around here. Thank you.
Okay. So until next time, enjoy this video. Please like, share, and maybe even subscribe to help me grow my channel so I can bring you some more adventures in my life. I only have so much more time left on this earth. A lot of things to do, people to see, and places to go. But until next time.